Short one today, folks, but I wanted to give you an update on what's going on here at the tiny kitchen remodel project that we are working on. And guess what? Look at this. We just put up the first sheet of drywall, folks. So we are finally moving along there. And let me get rid of this zoom factor there. So yeah, we just finally put this up. So this is the 5/8 inch fire rated drywall that went up today. What's up, everybody? Hi, Rowan. Hi, Alan. And Emmanuel. So yeah, we finally got it up. Right now it's just sort of tacked in place with a few screws. But yes, I was able to get this going here pretty good. What's up there, Gene? My buddy Gene Gianti. And so yeah, we got it cut. We got the outlets all they're cut around them, and then the other outlet up there for the microwave oven. Drywall time. Yep. Embrace your inner Paul Peck. Yeah, he's got a great channel. So what we did today, see, I was using this guy here. This is that new, I got this just a few days ago. This is that drywall cutting tool from DeWalt. What's up there, Joshua? And so, yeah, it took me a few tries to get used to it there. The first two cuts, they were okay, nothing great. So the way this normally works, this plunge cut, is you stick it into the middle of the outlet, and then you're supposed to go over to the right side until you hit the wall of the outlet. Then you pull it out, and you go back in again like this, and then you snug up against the right side of it, and then you go in a counterclockwise motion. And as you're going up and around, you're supposed to force down on it here, so that way it makes the turn for you. And then when you make the turn, I'll come around this side. Then when you make the turn, you're supposed to be kind of pushing towards the right until it comes down here, and it'll find the bottom and it'll go across the bottom there. So it does pretty good. It stays snug around the outlet. What happened here my first time was I plunged into the center, and I keep going and going and going, and it's not finding the wall of the outlet box. I'm like, what's going on? So as it turns out, it's super important to have your sheet of drywall like right up against the outlet box, and that when you tack it down on the other areas, you just put a few screws in. You want to make sure it's all the way against the board, and you want to make sure that this is all the way against the front face of the outlets. And so there was like a blockage on that side that I wasn't aware of, and I went and cleared it, and then I was able to fix it. And then here's for this is the microwave oven right here. And then you can see here, I kind of overshot it because I was feeling for it and I didn't feel it, and I kept going. I go, wait a minute, I know the top's got to be here. So yeah, those I can patch all those up easily, very easily. But yeah, you can see this tool is going to take take a couple of more cuts before I'm completely accustomed to using it there. But these are the things that happen sometimes, and very easy to overcome those and fix them. So I have another sheet. Let me see if I can fix this focus thing here. We have another sheet that's going to go up, and tomorrow we're going to put the other two sheets up here. And we'll cut around these two as well, and I'll just have to make sure everything's okay with them. So that's why we really work to try to make sure those mud rings come out and all the way to meet up with the front surface of the drywall. So here, like you can see this outlet right here. See how it's coming right up to the front surface of the drywall? And that'll make it easier. That way, when you plunge in, you won't miss it. And then on top of that, this thing right here, it broke the first bit that I put in. I don't know how that happened, but it just snapped right off. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some research and see if there's any other bits out there that I can buy, or was I using the right one to cut to? And this is the second one that I installed on there. So. And here's about as much as you can get. It looks like about an inch deep on these when you set that guard. You're supposed to set it so that it's just below the surface of the drywall. But like I said, man, when you first have this sheet on here and you've got these two outlets behind here, sometimes there'll be a little bit of space. And so that's why you want to make sure it's real tight fits. And then you're going to have to go through 5/8 inches of drywall and then hit the wall of this outlet here. So those are the little challenges that you're going to have there. And Jose says, "What's up, Jeff? Thank you. I was able to get a jigsaw on Friday afternoon. Awesome." So my partner Steve from our car buying tips.com channel, he got a couple of kits too, and he put his jigsaw on eBay, and it sold within an hour for $139. So he did really well with that. And let me see, I think there was just one more thing we were going to do to that cast iron pipe tomorrow morning, which is why we were kind of delaying putting up the other drywall there. But once we get that up, we're going to be going to the races, man, and getting these cabinets. Get these cabinets going here. See these? So can't wait to get these in place and call the granite guys, and things will just start happening really fast then. We're still waiting for some of the appliances there. And Tundra says you mark your box locations first. Yeah, that's what I do. Yep. You won't overcut your boxes. Yeah, it's exactly what we did. I had, see this line up here on the wall? That marked where the vertical, and when we had it perfectly marked there. And I did it. I got here. I jumped. I went over the side of the wall. I went up, and I must not have had enough pressure going against this wall because it didn't. It appeared that it kept wanting to go straight up. So I'll just patch over that. That's going to be behind the microwave cabinet anyway. See, we're kind of right in there. That's where it's going to be. So yeah, we're going to cover all this up. We're probably still going to paint the drywall. I'm not a fan of leaving bare drywall. I don't know. What about you guys? Any of you guys ever done that? You've ever left just bare drywall? I think it should be coated with something or primed or painted. And I heard that you're not even supposed to leave it primed either. And Ben says, "Can you show us the drywall screw gun?" Yeah. So I played with this. I tried like one or two screws with it, and it's probably not set right because it wasn't driving them all the way in. But yeah, this is the screw gun, and it is magnetic, if anybody was wondering. So I liked that fact. So I didn't feel like taking time to read the owner's manual on this to find out what I have to adjust or how to adjust it to make it plunge to go flush here. So what I did was I went with my standby, which is I went with my impact driver, and I have these DeWalt drywall setting bits there. These are not magnetic bit holders though, so screw holders. So, but it's fine. I just used it to tack up just a few screws. I just did a few there just to hold the drywall in place there while we were doing this. And then tomorrow, when I come back, I'll hit it with my Senko gun. So I got the battery charging now overnight. And my Senko gun takes these strips of 50 screws. And I can go a lot faster. That's really made for production. So when you're going to go, every 12 inches or whatever, every 8 inches around the perimeter of a drywall, you can just go. And having that Senko gun is especially crucial when you're trying to go up on a ceiling and you got two guys holding a drywall sheet for you while you're trying to do the screws going in. Yeah, so this will be coming along nice. So that was probably the more trickier one. You got the 4 holes there. These are no brainer. I do these in my sleep. We'll take the valves off. I have to shut the water off. We'll take the valves off, and all I got to do is cut holes. So you can see I'm happy. If any of you guys missed our update yesterday, I was able to get the old brass, whatever it was brass, rusty, and caked with pipe dope. And we couldn't, for the life of us, on last Thursday, get that thing to unscrew out of here, out of that stack. And I came in yesterday with some better tools and some PB blaster, shot it into the threads there and let it penetrate for about a half hour, and then really worked it. I didn't even need to use the heat. I was going to go to the heat next if it didn't work. But yeah, so I got my own modern stub out in here now. So I use the extra thick Teflon tape. And then this is that threaded adapter that the pipe goes into. That's a slip fit that you have to cement it in. And then on this end right here is our trap adapter. And that piece of paper is what keeps me safe from all of the sewer gas. So if I take this thing off, it wouldn't be long before you'd start smelling the sewer gases coming up. So these are a great little thing. This will sit there. This is my rough in. And then tomorrow when we go to drill the drywall, we will actually take this piece off because it's not cemented on yet. So we'll drill our hole here, 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 and then push the drywall up against, and then we'll have to cut around. This one's going to be trickier because I can't plunge into the middle. I have to kind of start on an end and go around that way and do it like that. And DeWalt only is trash says the DeWalt drywall gun has that attachment and it helps out a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I love my impact driver, Alan. He says he buys all the new stuff and then uses all these beat up. I love my 887, despite what Vince and the VCG guys say. Maybe theirs blew up. I don't know. I don't know how, but keep in mind, I don't think theirs didn't catch fire. It started smoking. There's a difference, and it's basically the lubrication in there that got hot, and so it started to smoke. It didn't mean that the drill caught fire. Now I don't know if the drill he was using ever, the impact driver, if it ever was usable again. I don't remember the epilogue on that story. But this thing, I've been using this since 2017, and it has not let me down once. And I do, let me see, did I bring my Milwaukee one here yet? Because I was going to try. Oh, yeah, I did. I did bring my new Milwaukee one. I was going to test it out, too, sometime during the project. Hey, maybe while we're doing the cabinets, I'll test it out, when we start screwing them in. We'll see how well it does. So, yeah. We'll be bringing new guys into action. I want to get a Surge one day also. Those are pretty nice. So Alan says, haven't used my 887. Still love the 787. Well, I think the 887, I think the only difference is we have 3 settings in this, right? And I don't know if yours has the 3 settings or not. So when I'm doing cabinet screws, I usually put it on 1. It goes slower, and it doesn't have that boom. You don't want to go in like a Neanderthal, because if you go in too hard and fast, you can split the wood. So you got to be gentle with those cabinets. So yeah, that's why I've hung around and used that one there. And I was using my new multi-tool today, and even though I couldn't find for the life of me any of my drywall blades, I just used this one, and it cut through pretty fine because I used it to pre-cut that outlet right there before we brought in the drywall. And then, yeah, that's going to be it. It's going to be very easy from here on in once we get the drywall up. And Christopher says, why that 220 volt point for the stove on the lower to the floor? It should be higher, a foot off the floor. No, I don't think that's true, because every house I've ever seen here in Florida has them like this. And the reason is when you look at your new stoves when they come in, your clearance is all down below. And the cable kind of comes out at this level, and the cable comes out and goes to the side. So I've never seen anybody have their cable up high. If you have it up high, then you're going to have to really, I don't know, twist and torsion that thing. I don't know. And Cool Tool says, hey, Jeff, in chat from a locked down UK. Still no signs of getting free. Yeah, I heard New York is the same way right now, too. Yeah. So this thing is not in any danger of a flood. And besides, it's actually about an inch off the floor. So you're not going to see any kind of flooding here, because any amount of water, even if it was gushing in this kitchen, it's going to go elsewhere. It's going to spread out and go to other rooms. That outlet will never see rising water. Just not a possibility in this area, unless they had like the mother of all storm surges from a hurricane and the ocean rose up. But that's just not going to happen. And Cole says, thank you for your videos, Jeff. You're welcome. Okay, let me see if we got everything else. Let's see if there's any other new tools we were playing with this week. These are good too. I don't know if you guys ever. We're going to be doing a video comparing different stud finders, but this is good because it's just so simple. There's a stud there, and See, it just finds them for you with a set of lights there. So it works really nice. And then it'll find the last one in the corner here. Or it should find it anyway. I think my batteries are going in this thing. Yeah, so we're going to do a review on these hopefully soon. All the different ones. There's a newer model that's smaller than that now. So there we go, guys. Tomorrow that will all be covered up, and my goal is to at least have the first set of cabinets hanging over there. We still have to hang up on this side. We have to do those uppers tomorrow, which means I think this frame might be coming down. And then if we can get the uppers done there, then I can get these lowers in, and that would be sweet. So we're coming along there, and I found a new mounting for my laser here. So you just turn it on there, and depending on the mode you choose there, see, it just kind of self-levels. If you bang it around, watch this, if you give it a little nudge there, it'll self-level itself there. So I actually used it to help pick the center points of my things here. I made a mark and put tape down on the floor so that when I put the drywall up, I knew exactly horizontally where to go for the outlets there. And then up top there, I just had a piece of tape there marking the center, so I knew where to go for that one. But yeah, that's how you do it, folks. All right, so I think, let me see if there's any other questions. What happened to this thing? There we go. Get back there. Let's see. That's a great level. Oh yeah, and speaking of level, this wall, I did a good job with the studs, because I really spent a lot of time making sure that the studs were going to be perfectly vertical. I mean, look at this. It's smack dab. There's no curvature whatsoever. As you look all the way down, there's no curvature. There's no gap, right? And then if you bring it around here and go horizontal this way, you can see it's looking pretty good right up to the wall there. So all the way over this 4 feet here, we're looking pretty good. The only place you'll see a little variance is right at that very end, but that's that built-in valley that's built into the last 2 inches of the drywall. And that's where you put your tape and mud when you're taping the seams together. So other than that, yeah, this came out pretty good. Now, what I haven't checked yet is my square. Let's see how square the thing is here. Let's see what we got. Look at that, man. Talk about dead on to go drywall up against this old, imperfect concrete block wall. So yeah, all of those hours I spent on that, shimming up the studs and everything. See, that makes it all worthwhile right there. There's a shim there. There's another shim there. I had to do some thicker ones up there. There's another one right there. See that? So there you have it. And let's see if we got any more questions before we sign off. Lots of interest in this make of your stud finder. Oh, is this the Franklin one? I have the newer one at home, and I haven't gotten around to it. Now, this one I bought at Costco for it was like $50 about 5 years ago. And I think this is made by Franklin. And I'll put I'll find a link when I get home to it, and I'll put the link to it in the video description down below for you guys. And there's a newer yellower one that I have it's not as wide. I guess they don't need it to be as wide, because look, and remember, my studs are sideways, so watch this. It's going to light up a lot of LEDs, right? See that? When you go over a stud. Most of the times you're looking at a stud that's edge on, right? So normally I only see 3 LEDs come on when you're going across a stud. So because of that, you don't really need this thing to be this wide. And so they made it smaller. They made it, and I like the smaller one too, because it will fit better in my bag than this one. I usually keep this one in my electrical bag. And yeah, that was a nice tool to have there. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen me use those little magnetic targets. Those work cool too. All right, folks, I got to check out. I got to head home. So you guys have a great evening. And if you have any questions that weren't answered, hey, make sure you leave it down in the video comments there below there, and we'll answer it when we get home. And take a look at this. It's getting there, folks. So you guys have a great one, and we'll see you all on the next one. Have a great evening. Bye.